But that's going to be a beast.
What's going to make this a really good fight? I know we were talking just previously about the saying that, you know, sometimes good strikers cancel each other out. Both these guys have got crap ground games. So they're just going to stand and trade.
It's very true.
It's just going to be a box. It's just going to be a kickboxing match, really. Rothwell probably a wee bit frustrated coming off his defeat to Cain Velasquez. He's frustrated for a lot of that fight.
Manhandled.
So I think he's going to want to come out and basically have a good account of himself. So he's going to come out throwing. Gilbert Rival hasn't got anything else to do. That's all he knows is come out and trade blows. I think it's going to be quite an exciting fight. How do you see it going?
Well, it's you say, like, I think it's quite an open fight. I don't think it's going to be an easy for either side.
It's not easy to pick. If you're doing a fight accumulator, leave that one out. It's a difficult one to choose.
Certainly is. I'm going to go with Gilbert Rival. I went with him against Dos Santos. I lost against Dos Santos, but I have big faith in our crazy Dutch friend.
Usually I would recommend going against Master Wang's picks because they're pretty much always wrong. But on this occasion I'm going to back him up and say Gilbert Rival.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's true, they usually are wrong.
Yep. Now we're moving on to the rumour and gossip section, I believe, B for the CP.
I would just like for us to, for the next couple of minutes, talk about a man who you know and love, Mr. James Toney.
Mr.
What
James Toney.
a guy, James Toney.
He's now in the UFC.
Pro boxer, trying to make the transverse into the MMA scene. He's starting off a pretty hard fight against Randy Couture and he's been pretty much getting at some interesting comments about the fight.
Some of the best quotes. And we had a wee bit of discussion in the previous show about his quotes, but some of the quotes that I dug up weren't that good, but the quotes that the Muscle More has found, the James Toney quotes.
Oh, even things like 6 weeks is more than enough time to learn the clinch game. You feel me?
6 weeks, man. He's gonna get double legged.
He also says his grappling has been described as a gold belt. Is there another one? B for the CP. We get any other good quotes?
Any other good quotes from James Toney?
Well, I think that quote there.
He's a gold belt. He's a gold belt grappling. 6 weeks is more than enough time.
So he got his gold belt in 6 weeks. That's brilliant.
The man is class.
He's phenomenal.
He's also promising to put Couture down in the first minute.
Well, there we go.
They will go to the ground in the first minute.
There's Ariel Helwani, the dude who does the videos. He's for Fan Club or something like this. He did an interview, a drunken interview with Randy Couture at UFC 112 or 113, and he was talking about James Toney, and Randy Couture was basically saying, I want to be the MMA ambassador that invites James Toney, and yes, I'm going to just take him to the ground and basically show him that this is MMA, no boxing. I'm going to show him the difference. And he said, I'm not going to stand with him, I'm going to take him to the ground and I'm going to show him what this is about.
I hope that's what the UFC do with him. I'd like to see him give Randy Couture, then Tito Ortiz, guys who are, even if he was lucky enough to catch them, which he would never be, it's not going to, just give him big beast grapplers. It's totally, I mean, in fact, the guy, Toney isn't even, he's talking about fighting getting titles at 205, he's quibbling the new, they haven't actually signed to fight yet because it's going to have to be at a catch weight, and it was going to be at 215. Now he's griping and saying, I don't want it to be at 215, I want it to be at 220. Well, that's heavyweight territory, that's what Crocop walks about, isn't it? So really, and he has no chance at heavyweight, so let's just get him smashed and get him out of here. But here's a few more good comments before you go.
If you have any lovely James Toney
comments
get
hit us up, we'd love to talk about them the next show, they really give us a smile.
What's that? Beep, beep. Beep. Oh, someone's reversing. It's Nog News. Nog News.
That's one of my favourite parts of the show, the Nog News.
Nog wants Mia. He wants the satellite.
Minotauro wants another go at Frank Mir. Oh, I think that might be Nog there. Catch him later.
Big Nog wants to fight Mia. Why does he want to fight Mia? Well, Mia knocked him down, talked all the good shot about knocking him down, was the first man to shut him down, and then we find out that he had a serious staph infection. And
Nog has slowed down big time, but what? Not due to getting run over.
With a truck when it was 7.
But I think he's looked at Mir now and he's saying now, fair enough, Frank Mir beat me, but the Frank Mir that is today is, and he's bulked himself up, he's much bigger, he's this, that and the next thing, he's also much slower, so Nog fancies his chances.
He's also psychologically dented.
And physically.
All that preparation to fight, kind of get a third shot at getting the big, huge Brock Lesnar, and kind of get destroyed destroyed, left in a bleeding hump. You know what I mean?
I loved every second he's pounding. So there's a lot of people keep griping about the referee being too slow to react to that. I actually thought it was too quick. I'd have let that go for another 5-10 seconds.
Okay, let's get some Shamrock news as well, have we, gentlemen?
Well, as you know, recently Australia's been a part of the UFC. They've put a show over there. Now there's a few events coming up in Australia. Least of all being Ken Shamrock versus Mark Coleman. I think that'll be quite an interesting fight. I think Josh Barnett's fighting over there. Missing a drug test. And we've also got Daly starting. He's fighting over there as well. So
I think Daly's fighting.
Is it New Zealand?
New Zealand. But
it's all the same.
Short swim over shark-infested waters.
Most deadly place on the planet.
Pocketing. Well, I've got a bit of Rodriguez news, is there?
Rico Rodriguez, former heavyweight champion. In fact, he sold his belt on eBay. Seen it? Poor soul. He's one-time walking around at £300. He's talking of cutting to 205. He's been fighting recently, but he's talking about cutting to 205 and making another run at the big time, hopefully UFC. So I'd like to see that because he's good ground game, good guy. And I think at 205 it could be a bit of force.
So does bank manager. Okay, just as we come into it, it is
competition time.
Competition, it's for the
Go Fast Sports First and also the BJ Penn Why I Fight book.
The belt is just an accessory. We thought that'd be a bit of ha-ha there.
And now the mole has finished the book, and does it get the thumbs up, thumbs down? We're giving it away. It's a fantastic read. It's the best read. You want to receive this. If you've only recently learned to read, you won't struggle with it. It's not a complicated read. His life is very complicated. So the Go Fast prize winner.
It goes to Ducati Pete.
Ducati Pete. So Ducati Pete, personal messages with your furnish us with your details, and that'll get sent out for us. But then you have to take a picture of yourself and post it to us, like the other Go Fast sports winners. Picture with you with the good stuff.
Just say thanks again to Luke, because he's been the only guy so far that's actually gave us.
Luke, big shout out.
Played, mate. Thank you.
And the Why I Fight by BJ Penn, the Built to Win Accessory book, parts 1 to 7.
Well, we need to correlate the pics for that, so that'll be coming down.
This person here.
Yep, that'll be on the
screen.
Excellent.
Same rules apply. Please, mate, send us in a.
Or matess. It could be a lady.
Well, I think we have got. It used to be a total.
Yeah, the demographics used to be essentially 100% male, but now we have an 85%, 15% cut. So 85% male, 15% female.
Hopefully a couple of groupies.
65% of all viewers come from the UK, with the rest being taken up mainly in Canada, the US, big fall in Singapore and Brazil. And there's a few straggly ends happening in Bulgaria, Poland and Russia.
Master Wang has got a massive fan club in Brazil. If any, please give me some love.
And
get the comments in, folks. Subscribe,
comment,
hit us up on the Facebook. 1500 that's what we're after.
For some reason, B for the CP is very vocal on this.
No, he's actually pumped up.
He's talking and talking and talking.
I wants to get paid, motherfucker.
And that's the deal.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I'm the Muscle Mo.
Master Wang.
B from the CP.
This has been the MMA show.
Good timing. That was a good one.